You are listening to Serena Graça podcast. Each short fictional story is written and creatively directed by Serena Graça. If you like the podcast, please remember to follow and subscribe. The next story is called Virtues.
Hello. I want this story to be a little bit different. My name is Bria. I'm the character in the story, but while I tell my story, I want you to think about yours. Mine is in the past, but yours doesn't have to be. It can be any time. What is most important about it is the feeling. Are you ready? Let's go. I was walking down South Beach in Miami, and I felt great. Why? Well, it was the first time in my life that I was living the life I wanted to live, that I was doing things that I wanted to do. What had I been doing prior to this? Well, I was always living the life I thought I should live, trying to get approval from others, being hard on myself, actively putting myself into situations where I was miserable and trying to stick them out as long as possible, like I would one day get a badge from someone for it. When I think about it now, it was so strange. What on earth was I thinking? Or more to the fact, why on earth wasn't I thinking? Why wasn't I looking at the big picture? Why wasn't I asking myself, are you happy with your life? Is there anything you need to change? I was doing the opposite. I was making excuses and lists of all the reasons that there could be no change, and I just needed to continue on in misery. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know why I was living like that. Perhaps it was a bad habit. Perhaps it was something I learned to do as a child. Perhaps it was some example of what life should be that I was given. Perhaps it was something I saw on TV, or perhaps it was the influence of my culture around me. There are all sorts of reasons we have limiting beliefs and poor habits of negative thought patterns. What mattered now, though, was that something had changed. This trip to Miami was extremely important to me, a turning point in my life. To the outsider, it was just a vacation, but for me, it was so much more. I felt great. I walked along the South Beach in awe of the beautiful palm trees, the Art Deco buildings, the pastel colors, the ocean breeze, the warm tropical air. This, my friend, was paradise for me. I had landed. I've never liked cold weather. My dream was to live somewhere warm, always, somewhere I didn't have to dread the cold weather coming. How nice that would be. I loved being near the ocean. It was therapeutic for me. I could sit for hours and just simply watch the waves. If there was an answer to be had, I felt for sure that was the place I would find it. It was the first time in my life I was living for me. I was single. I did not have a partner. I did not have a love conquest that I secretly wanted to be my partner. I did not have a bossy group of friends determining the travel plan. I did not have a judgmental parent that I needed to report to. I was far from all that. I was traveling alone. I got to choose the destination. I got to decide what enjoying my day would look like. I wasn't trying to impress anyone or win any badges now. To this day, if I go back to Miami, I walk past the guest house where I stayed on purpose. It makes me feel good. I think because I feel proud of myself for taking that vacation, for reaching that turning point in my life where I finally decided to stop trying to please or impress others and to live the life that I honestly love. I finally realized it was okay to be happy and enjoy myself. It was okay to stop torturing myself by staying in situations or jobs that made me miserable. Once I got to this point, something amazing happened. You may have heard about this concept before, but I'm here to tell you that it is very real. What happened was the whole universe, divine forces, whatever you like to call it, with huge force started to support me. I mean, things you can't even make up. Literally, things just started to line up for me. It was all so easy. There was a certain synchronicity to it all. I often think back now on that, and I believe when we are being true to ourselves and follow our hearts, things literally line up for us, and it all just seems to flow so easily. But when we go off course and stop being true to ourselves, it is almost like we meet blockades to beg us to stop and check, are we going the right way now? Or is there another direction we would prefer? We are actively being helped to stay on track and follow our heart's desires. What I have learned the hard way in life is when we don't do that, we don't help anyone, especially not ourselves. What I would like you to do now is to think of a place you have always wanted to go. Think of a place that would be your definition of paradise, a place that really excites you. Don't think of a place that is commonly listed as a paradise by others. Think really of what paradise would be for you. Imagine yourself in that place feeling happy. Feeling happy you are in a place you love, a place you wanted to be. Looking around you at all the things you love about that place. Let's go back to synchronicities that started to occur for me. First of all, I started to meet the right people. I remember I had to change guest house at short notice due to a lack of availability. I felt a little put out by this, but what I know now is we should always trust that things are happening in our favor, even when it may appear otherwise at early stages. A last-minute cancellation, missing a flight, a sudden change of plan, don't be too quick to judge. I checked into my new guest house and I met an amazing person, Nikki. She was the host. We just clicked instantly. I believe it was really important to me to meet her at that time, and I'll tell you why. She was different to all of my friends back home. She seemed to live her life freely, courageously. She followed her heart. The first thing she told me was,
I like to have a flexible schedule, so I don't do a 9-to-5 job. I tried work in a corporate job once, and I absolutely hated it, so I left. I decided that I needed to do something where I would have a flexible schedule.
In that moment, I thought to myself, oh, I hated my first corporate job. Why didn't I do what she did? Recognize this and leave. Decide to do what did suit her. I straight away felt inspired by her courage. She was doing what I needed to do. She was living for her, for what was good for her. It was really important I met her at this point because if I had met a person that was without courage to follow her heart and full of fears and judgments, this may have sent me backwards, but I didn't meet a person like that for a reason. The reason was because I was now on the right path for me. I was following my heart. I want you to think about, if you go to the place that would be paradise for you, what kind of person would you love to meet there? Would it be a person with a particular skill, a particular interest, a particular characteristic? For me at that moment, it was so important that I met someone that was courageous about following their heart, because that is exactly what I was learning to do. Next, I would like to explain how following my interests also had me feeling great on that trip. Whatever your interests or hobbies might be, it can be something new, something you did before, something you are an expert in, something that you are a novice in, but what matters is that you feel an interest in it. On that trip, I was in a phase where I was really interested in healthy living, healthy eating, healthy cosmetics, exercise, meditation, and everything got to do with well-being. I spent time following this interest, seeking out healthy cold-pressed juice cafes, feeling happy about taking care of my health. What happened when I started to do this? I was introduced to Nikki's mother, who had the same interest. She had worked in a health food store for years and was passionate about the subject. She taught me so much. I loved to spend time with her and talk through different ailments and natural cures, discuss different superfoods and what they were good for. Go on the hunt to find particular foods or products. I was a busy lady. Most importantly, I was a happy busy lady as I was following my passions. I left Miami but with a heart full of gold. I had made such great friendships. I had learned so much. I was feeling good about my life. I was happy and excited for the future. I continued with my travels trusting I was going in the right direction. I found myself staying in a backpacker hostel. It was a shared dorm room and a man checked in one night. Instead of having a conversation, I felt like I got interviewed by him and scored 0 on every response I gave, along with being severely judged for each answer. The conversation went something like this.
How old are you?
35.
Oh, you are old to be backpacking. Are you here alone?
Yeah.
Oh, in my country, usually women your age are already married and travel with their husbands. How come you are not married?
I don't know, actually. At this moment, a string of failed relationships flashed before my eyes, past hopes that had gone nowhere.
I am the same age as you, but I am married with 2 children. I am only staying in this hostel for 1 night, as it is cheaper than a hotel. Do you have children?
No.
Oh, did you not want them?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know? Well, you've left it late to decide. In my country, women usually have children when they are younger. What's your job? I'm in the army. I can retire in another 5 years and I'll get paid a pension. I'm not going to travel until then.
Oh, I don't have a job at the moment. Actually, I'm going to take a shower now and get ready for bed. It was nice meeting you. Good night. I scrambled out of the room with my bag in hand and ran down the corridor to the bathrooms. I sat on a bench there and stared into space. I was a big, fat failure at life. All of the things I worried about and beat myself up about had been highlighted to me. I felt awful. I had been so happy, but it all changed in one horrible conversation, or interrogation, shall we say. I cried to a close, sympathetic friend of mine from back home on the phone.
He is a stupid man. You are doing great, Bria. Don't listen to him.
Nothing could console me now, though. I felt awful. I had felt so supported by the universe until that point on my trip. How had I manifested this ogre? A few days passed, and although deep down, I still felt like a failure at life for not having married. Having no kids, having no job, being too old to be backpacking, I decided to go out to a bar with a nice group of people I met at the backpacker hostel. One guy introduced me to his cousin. After a few drinks were had, he said,
"My cousin is a psychic medium, you know."
"Really?" I said. This area had always fascinated me. "My dad is on the other side now. Can you connect with him?"
Oh, I'm not really supposed to do it when I'm drinking. Maybe some night you could call to my place and we could do a session properly?
"Oh, right," I said. "No worries," thinking that was discussion over. But then she touched my arm.
There is one thing I'd like to tell you now, though. Your dad is very proud that you are a kind person.
"Thank you," I said. My eyes welled up with tears. There I had been, beating myself up about being a failure at life, but on what grounds? I had forgotten to think about virtues. Perhaps virtues were in fact the most important. Perhaps when we get to the other side and our time in this world is up, maybe virtues will be all that mattered all along, and not how many marriages, how many kids, how many jobs, but how did we make others feel? Did we treat others with kindness? Were we honest? Were we courageous? Were we compassionate? Were we successful in how we did that? My friend, on that last part of your story, I would like you to think about what virtues you want to have. Go to the place you want, meet the type of person that inspires you, follow your interests and what excites you. And while doing all of that, think about what virtues do you want to be remembered for. Thank you for listening to my story, and I wish you all the best in your story.